Restricted area, authorised personnel only. You are entering the Saturday show.
Can you see Mystique practicing behind us
Centre
there?
stage.
And look, here's where all the cameramen stand. Look at all these going on here.
Crew control zone. Secret passage.
They're now setting up for Gutbusters.
Saturday show extra. Access all areas live. Saturdays 9 to 12 CBBC channel.
Do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? That's Dom as Yvonne, obviously.
Don, yeah, nice
Don.
one. Here are Dick and Dom, the fat blobs, which I think is always charming.
Fat blob?
Yes.
Someone set one up on the computer, thanks to Samantha. Look at this. This is cool. Click on that and you get that. Look at that. Look at
Oh,
that.
hey!
My
Very
word.
nice. And here's another one. Look, another one, Dick and Dom. Dom in his little hairy little pants.
You feeling dizzy yet?
Yeah, I am feeling really dizzy. Are you feeling dizzy at home? I hope you are.
Thanks for all your faxes this morning. We're going to keep... we want you to fax again tomorrow. We like the faxes. We like your pictures. Whoa! Well, CBBC channel is on now. Flick over.
The cameraman's gone. Going to be sick.
Oh,
We're all going to be sick.
oh,
Bye! Beebe the Rabbit is all ready for the great shows we've got for you here on CBeebies on 2. I'm Chris.
I'm Poi, and we've got Clifford coming up shortly and the Tweenies.
But first, here's Andy Pandy, and today they go sailing and they also have a smashing time.
Andy Pandy. Here comes Andy Pandy and Looby Loo. Happy as he can be, Teddy too. Playing in the garden every day. Making things is so much fun. Here comes Andy Pandy. In Andy Pandy land.
It had rained all morning and the wind was blowing hard. Corby the Bull came out to look for his friends. But the wind blew him straight back home. In Andy Pandy's house, Andy was waiting with Looby Loo and Teddy. They wanted the rain to stop so they could go outside to play. Andy wanted to see if the rain had stopped at last. The rain had stopped. They were thrilled to be outside again, although it was still very windy. But then they felt more drops of water. Was it raining again already? No, it wasn't raining. Teddy had run into a puddle. Andy Pandy liked the puddle. It was a very good puddle, a perfect puddle for sailing a boat. Looby Loo had thought of something important. They hadn't got a boat. But Andy said they'd make a boat. Andy had eaten the last of his cornflakes for breakfast, and he soon made the box into a boat. Andy asked Teddy to look after the stick he'd found so that they could use it as a mast. But Teddy couldn't remember what he'd done with the stick. You can't sail a boat without a mast, so they looked everywhere for the stick until Andy Pandy noticed that Teddy had something stuck behind his ear. While Andy had been building the boat, Looby Loo had found a cloth to use as a sail. And soon the boat was ready. Andy and Looby licked their fingers to find out which way the wind was blowing. Teddy licked his paw. Teddy didn't like licking his paw. It was too furry. But all the licking reminded Teddy that he hadn't had any lunch. He went home to find some honey. Andy and Looby agreed the wind was blowing from behind them, and they were ready to launch the boat. It sailed perfectly. Andy was so pleased with the boat, he wanted to show it to Bilbo the sailor. Bilbo couldn't wait to see the new boat. The wind was blowing so hard, Bilbo got to the puddle very quickly indeed. He had to lower his sail, or his own boat might blow into the puddle and get its wheels wet. Andy helped Bilbo away from the water, and Looby Loo showed him their boat. It sailed so well Bilbo wanted to take a closer look. By now, Teddy was full of honey. He was pleased Bilbo liked their boat and thought he should get closer to the water's edge. How could Bilbo take a close look at Andy Pandy's boat without getting his wheels wet? Andy had an idea, but what was it? Andy remembered that in his special cupboard he'd seen a skipping rope. He thought it would help Bilbo see the boat on the puddle without getting wet wheels. He tied one end of the skipping rope to Bilbo. Andy and Teddy could hold the other end of the rope and make sure Bilbo's boat didn't splash into the puddle. Andy's plan worked. Now Looby-Loo could sail their own boat on the puddle once again. But where was the puddle? Bilbo said the strong wind must have dried it up. What could be done with the new boat? Now Bilbo had an idea. He said the boat would make a very good aeroplane. A 1, a 2, a 3. Bilbo was right. Andy Pandy's boat made a very good aeroplane indeed.
There's lots of honey in the cupboard, golden, sticky and sweet. Much more honey than one teddy bear can eat. So many pots, he can't think what to do. Let's throw a honey party, invite a friend or two to share some honey with your friends. It's fun to share things with your friends. That's what friends are for, so invite them round to play. And open up another pot of honey right away. Andy Pandy. Here comes Andy Pandy and Looby-Loo, happy as he can be, Teddy too, playing in the garden every day, making things is so much fun. Here comes Andy Pandy in Andy Pandy land.
It was rather a special day, and Looby-Loo was planning a lovely surprise for everyone. She was writing out some invitations. She was going to invite everyone to a picnic in the garden outside her house. Now to give out the invitations to all her friends. Teddy asked Looby-Loo what she was doing. When she told him, Teddy was very excited. Teddy loved picnics. He asked if he could do anything to help. Looby-Loo asked if he would give the invitations out to everyone. Then she'd have more time to get everything ready for the picnic. First of all, Teddy gave an invitation to Tiffo. Tiffo was very excited. So was Orby. Teddy set off to give out the other invitations. Meanwhile, Looby-Loo was getting things ready for the picnic. She'd put out a blanket for her guests to sit on, and she was putting plates on the blanket. There was still plenty to do. There were cakes to be baked, sandwiches to be made. Teddy had given out all the invitations. He wondered what he could do next. But perhaps plate juggling wasn't the most helpful thing he could have done. Silly Teddy. The noise of the breaking plates brought Looby-Loo out of her house. Looby-Loo wasn't very pleased with Teddy. He'd broken almost all of her plates. There was only one left. Then Andy Pandy came along. He thanked Looby-Loo for the invitation and said he was looking forward to the picnic. Looby-Loo told Andy Pandy that there wasn't going to be a picnic anymore. She hadn't any plates left. Teddy said that there was still one left, but one wasn't enough, said Looby-Loo. Andy Pandy said he might just have an idea. He asked if he could borrow Looby-Loo's plate. Teddy wondered what Andy Pandy was up to. He was coming out of his house with some old newspapers, a bag of flour, and a bucket of water. How were these things going to help Looby-Loo? Teddy was puzzled. Andy Pandy said that first he was going to make some paste with flour and water. Next, he soaked the paper in the bucket of paste. This looked like fun, so Teddy asked if he could help. Next, Andy Pandy started to put the pasted paper onto the bottom of the plate. Andy Pandy had made another plate out of the wet, sticky paper. He put it down to dry. Andy Pandy had made 6 plates. They now needed to dry. That would take until the next morning, Andy Pandy said, and it was getting quite late, so he and Teddy went to bed. The next morning, Andy Pandy went to see if the plates he had made were dry. They were, dry and quite hard. Teddy thought that he and Andy Pandy had been very clever to make such good plates out of paper and flour and water. But they weren't quite finished. First, they had to paint them. Teddy finished his plates first, but he wasn't quite such a careful painter as Andy Pandy. Andy Pandy finished painting too, and very nice the plates looked. They went to show the plates to Looby Loo. Looby Loo thought the new plates were beautiful, even better than her old ones. And when Teddy said that he had helped, Looby Loo forgave him for breaking her other plates. Now Looby Loo could have her picnic, and everyone agreed it was the nicest picnic they'd ever been to. All thanks to clever Andy Pandy and his brand new plates.
By the age of 5, a child's brain is on its steepest learning curve, is already 90% adult size, and twice as active. So we like to give them plenty to think about. CBeebies, helping little kids grow big imaginations.
It's CBeebies on 2, and we've got all your favourite programmes here, including the Teletubbies and the Tweenies, which will be on soon.
But right now it's Clifford the Big Red Dog, and there's a race between T-Bone and Mac.
Who wins?
Let's find out. Here's Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Hi, my name is Emily Elizabeth, and this is Clifford, my big red dog.
Clifford needed Emily, so she chose him for her own. And her love made Clifford grow so big that the Howards had to leave their home. Clifford's the best friend anyone could know. He's the greatest dog ever, I really think so. Clifford's so loyal, he's there when you call. I love Clifford, the big red dog. So they packed up a family car, and the Howards left the city. They moved to Birdwell Island and there many new friends there to greet Clifford and Emily. Clifford's so much fun, he's a friend to us all. I love Clifford, the big red dog. Woo!
Are you ready for fun? Do you want new songs every day?
Song time! Quick, join it!